What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey fucking Pipes. Monday, 5:58 in the morning. I think it's the 24th. I don't know. A little before 6 o'clock here on the 24th of November, 2025. The wife and I with four other couples and one single. Just got back from Miami yesterday early evening and back at the grind. Last week, 3-day work week for me, or maybe 3.25. But let me tell you something, when you're the boss, the work never stops. Never stops. Even though you may not physically be in the field, if you're in the trades or sitting at a desk, if you go to an office, when you're the boss, there's never really 100% disconnect. Never. So the wife and I had a great time in Miami, left Wednesday early evening, and got back yesterday. Very nice. And this week we have a short week. Really short week. The team has off on, of course, Thanksgiving and customary, the day after, Black Friday. So they'll enjoy a 4-day weekend, just like I enjoyed a 4-day weekend as well. But, of course, as the boss, I like to lead by example, do as I do, not as I say, and I am going to work on Thursday, Thanksgiving. Any emergency calls that come in, I'll handle those, as well as on Friday, to give my team a much needed and deserved break. Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. I got a story to tell you to all of my Jewish Orthodox viewers. You're going to appreciate the story. I'm going to tell that in a little bit. Just want to get to the office, get the caffeine flowing through the veins. A little story to tell you about a Mitzvah tank. And for all of my business owners out there, my viewers that own businesses, I want to tell you how to maximize your net worth. And if you are not including all those credit card reward points or airline reward points, or even not using them at all, you're leaving tons of money on the table. So we're not going to really talk too much about HVAC and plumbing in this video, but let me get to the shop and get my espresso brewing, because I'm thirsty. Yeah, don't even ask. I come to the shop and the thermostat is set for 65 degrees, which means it was at 65 degrees at a minimum since Friday. And that really sucks to heat a empty warehouse for a weekend with gas. Yeah, that's really smart. So it was on a permanent hold. There was no schedule set to it. So now I had to set the schedule. So between the hours of 5:30 in the morning till 8, it's set for 65 degrees in here. All other times, 24/7, besides those couple hours, we're now set at 50. And if someone raises it up at multiple times during the day, at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then again at 10 o'clock, it's going to go back, PM, it's going to go back to 50 degrees. Literally, you heat a warehouse for a weekend and there's nobody here. That really makes perfect sense, But I guess when you're not paying the utility bill, it's okay. It's warm, it's cold in here, guys. Yeah, okay, whatever. We got some deliveries while I was gone. I have this is going to be epic, 2 ACIQ, I believe these are 12,000 BTU, the slim ceiling joist ceiling cassettes. Yeah, 2 of those, and then 2 9s going off of 36 for an outdoor. This is going into a 2-bedroom, a living room, dining room home, small 1-family home that's got oil heat right now. We're going to take out the oil boiler and we're going to be converting to a heat pump. We got the outdoor unit, the 2 units. One's going to go in the kitchen, one's going to go in the living room, and those 2 are going to go in the 2 bedrooms. I'm going to try to get it done next week. I have to at least get these installed and the head units installed this week. I can always work on the outdoor later, but I got to get these systems up and running because we are taking out the boiler this week as well. So, and they're moving in mid-December. So hopefully it's a mild December. This is the ACIQ. This is their flagship gas-fired furnace, 97% variable speed communicating furnace. This is replacing a American Standard Train 80% gas furnace that was just installed wrong. We're going to be putting that in. Today we're putting in about 12 feet of slant fin number 30 baseboard, piggybacking with some 3/4 copper. But first, I got to have some coffee. So, as I said last week, my wife and I, a total of 11 people, went to South Beach. And yesterday morning, I'm having a conversation with a good friend of mine. And he goes, he's not really one to complain about the price, the cost of goods sold. Not really one to complain, but he's like, Mike, we should have went to Aruba for the money that he spent. We should have went to Aruba. And I said, yeah, I was like, that was my game plan, even though it was just there. But it's a beautiful island, one happy island. You know what I'm talking about? And I said, don't you maximize? You have a Marriott Bonvoy card. You have a Delta Reserve Amex card. You have these credit cards. Like, why are you not utilizing the points to strategize the maximization of those benefits, which is, part of, your net worth? If you're not utilizing points to offset costs of trips, whether it's flights or hotel rooms, you're leaving money on the table. And I say that a lot when we talk about plumbing and HVAC jobs on this channel. If you're not utilizing reward points that you earn on a credit card, you're leaving money on the table. And the worst mistake you could do, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything that you want to take out of this, and that is, if you have an Amex card, you have membership reward points, never, ever, 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 ever use the Amex portal for reward point redemptions. If you're doing that, you're getting screwed. Seriously, if you're using the Amex portal, and let's say your ticket is $6,000, they're going to charge you 600,000 points. That's a penny a point. There's no value in that. Yes, I know. Oh, Mikey Pipes, there's a redemption if you're a platinum. This, that, and the third. You get the money back. Nah. If you're getting a penny per dollar, you're leaving money on the table. So I will, let me get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section down below on that, and I will give you my take on things, or I will just make another video about that. But you need to utilize, don't just piss away money. If your redemption is a penny per dollar, you're pissing away your money. And if you're going to do that, I will buy it at a penny and a half. Right? If you have 60,000 points, 600,000 points, I will give you a big fat check. If you have 60,000 points, I will buy your points. For more information, go to upnonstop.com. I utilize this website, and the features and tools are on there to maximize that, because if you're going to spend 600,000 points for a $6,000 ticket, there's ways of getting that same ticket for 60,000 points. Facts. Okay, I'm not going to bullshit you. Now, on to other things. This stuff, the news. Friday afternoon. This is for my Orthodox Jewish, my fellow brethren. Friday afternoon, Erev Shabbat. My wife and I took a stroll over to Lincoln Road in South Beach. My wife wanted to go to, of course, Sephora, right? And I'm walking around, and I walk into Marshall's, and there's really nothing there. It's like, well, I don't even know why I'm even here in this Marshall's, but Want to see maybe I could find a deal, but nah, nothing. So as I get out of Marshall's, I'm looking for my wife. She tells me she's in front of Lululemon. I'm like, I don't see you there. No. Anyway, I get myself an espresso from a Cuban coffee, store shop. It was good, by the way. Ooh. It probably wasn't from Cuba, but the espresso was very good, and it gave me a nice little pick-me-up, you know what I mean? So I'm walking around, and I come across, this is from my Jewish brethren, right? The other chosen ones. I come across a Chabad Mitzvah tank. If you need me to explain what it is, just Google it. Google is your friend. The Chabad Mitzvah tank. And you know what these Chabad Lubavitch boys do? They want to do a mitzvah, and they want to make sure if you're Jewish that you put on tefillin that day. So, and I like to give charity. So I'm a big tzedakah guy, and there's a $100 bill burning a hole in my pocket, and I want to give it to them. So I walk over there, and they're staring me up and down. I was like, is he goy? Is he a Jew? Like, I don't know. So I'm walking up to them. They know, and I interact. So, that formality. Like, and I come over there, and they go, you put the filling on today? I was like, of course. Rosh Kodesh. And their jaws dropped. They're like, fuck, we had him pegged wrong. There's no fucking way. Their jaws dropped. I figured my Jewish brethren would get that. And you know what? It was a good deed, right? Because while that's transpiring, my wife sees me, comes on over, and she realizes that she forgot to bring tea lights to light for Shabbat. And lo and behold, she sees me, there interacting with these guys, and she comes over, and then they ask her, do you need some lights for Shabbos? And she goes, I was actually coming over here because I just remembered that I forgot. Maybe you had. And they give her a little pack. So look at that. Instantly given back. I gave a donation to the Chabad House of South Beach. Probably Miami, somewhere there. And instantly, it increased infinitely. Normally you get 10 times back, right? That's what they say, right? But I'm a firm believer. Like, you give random acts of kindness with no expectation of getting the return, you get it back right away. Or you get it back many times over. And here it is. I had no idea that my wife, didn't bring tea lights. I know she lights candles Erev Shabbat, right before Shabbos, welcoming in the Sabbath, the day of rest. And lo and behold, look at that. She was able to fulfill her mitzvah. These guys were able to fulfill theirs. And I gave a donation to make it all happen. I think that's pretty fucking epic. I really do. So that's it, folks, for this Monday. It's a short week, so it's like hump day, right? If today was Wednesday, you're going to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, right? But it's Monday. If you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're off Thursday, Friday. It's hump day, folks. What are you doing? It's hump day. Catch you in the next one. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.